Alright, Breaking Bad superfans, let's talk about the book. You know the one.
The seemingly innocent copy of Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass chilling in Walt White's bathroom. This wasn't just any book, it was the ultimate smoking gun, the seemingly minor detail that absolutely shattered Walter's meticulously built empire and ultimately led to his downfall. But seriously, how could Walter White, the genius, the master manipulator, the guy who made a living out of being invisible, possibly be so careless?
Was it a massive plot hole, or was there something deeper going on? Let's dive in. First things first, let's remind ourselves exactly what this book was. It wasn't just a random paperback Walt picked up. This copy of Leaves of Grass was a gift. A gift from none other than Gale Boetticher, Walt's former lab assistant and poetry-loving rival turned friend. And here's the kicker, Gale inscribed it. A personalized message, right there on the dedication page, cementing the bond between the two WWs. This wasn't just sentimental, it was damning. A literal paper trail leading straight back to Heisenberg. Why keep it? And why, oh why, leave it where anyone could find it? That inscription, though. It read, "To my other favorite WW. It's an honor working with you. Fondly, GB." Now, to anyone else, this means nothing. But to Hank, who had been meticulously tracking the elusive Heisenberg and the WW signature, it was a lightning bolt. He'd just been talking about Gale and the WW connection. The sheer audacity, the poetic irony, the absolute carelessness of Walter leaving that specific, inscribed book out in the open, it's almost too perfect for a TV show. But in the world of Breaking Bad, it's just another layer to Walt's evolving hubris. Let's set the scene. The Whites are having a barbecue. Jesse's there, Saul's bodyguard is there, it's all very domestic. Hank, still reeling from his near-death experience and obsessed with Heisenberg, is casually using Walt's bathroom. He spots the book. Curious, he picks it up. He flips through it, sees the inscription, and bam. The pieces connect. The look on his face is priceless, a mixture of shock, betrayal, and absolute horror. It's one of the most pivotal moments in the entire series, perfectly illustrating how the smallest details can unravel the biggest secrets. Talk about a bad day for Walt. So, why was it there? Theory number 1, pure, unadulterated arrogance. By season 5, Walter White wasn't just a timid chemistry teacher anymore, he was Heisenberg, the ruthless drug lord who thought he was untouchable. He had outsmarted Gus Fring, intimidated entire cartels, and built an empire. He believed he was invincible. Leaving the book out could be seen as a subconscious taunt, a test of his own untouchability. Who would ever suspect me? And even if they did, they'd never find the evidence. Oh, Walt, you played yourself. Theory number 2, sentimentality. Despite his transformation into a monster, glimpses of the old Walter White still existed. Gale Boetticher admired Walt, looked up to him, and understood his scientific genius. This book was a symbol of that admiration, a rare moment where someone genuinely appreciated Walt for his brilliance. Even as Heisenberg, Walt harbored a twisted sense of pride in his accomplishments. Destroying the book would be like destroying a trophy, a memento of his secret life. And we know Walt had a weird attachment to things, remember the pink teddy bear? Let's consider the idea that it was hidden, at least in Walt's mind. Maybe it was tucked away in a drawer he rarely used, or under a stack of magazines, and he simply forgot it was there. Or, more likely, he moved it temporarily. Perhaps he was reading it, got called away by a sudden crisis, which, let's be honest, was every other day for Walt, and left it on the toilet tank, planning to put it back later. That later never came, and it just became part of the bathroom landscape. Out of sight, out of mind, until it was too late. Classic Walt, right? At this point in the series, Walt's mental state was deteriorating. He was under immense pressure from multiple angles, battling Jesse, Skyler, the DEA, and his own conscience, or what was left of it. He was making increasingly reckless decisions,
fueled by paranoia and a desperate need for control. His judgment was clouded. Leaving the book out might not have been a deliberate act but rather a symptom of his mental breakdown, a critical oversight from a man stretched too thin and losing his grip on reality.
He wasn't thinking clearly, or rationally, anymore. Could it be that Walt subconsciously believed his home was the one place he was truly safe? After all, Hank was the DEA.
He'd never suspect his own brother-in-law. This could have led Walt to let his guard down in his personal sanctuary. He was constantly on alert outside, but perhaps within the walls of his house, he felt invincible.
The bathroom, specifically, is often seen as a private, intimate space. Who would ever go poking around in there, right? Especially not family.
That misplaced trust became his ultimate undoing.
Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Was it simply a convenient plot device? Shows need catalysts, big moments to propel the story forward.
The book discovery served as the definitive turning point in Walt and Hank's relationship, igniting the final, tragic conflict. While it feels like a stretch for a genius like Walt, sometimes even the smartest characters make monumental mistakes for the sake of drama. It's a classic storytelling trope, the hero's fatal flaw or a moment of carelessness leading to their inevitable downfall.
For Breaking Bad, it was executed with brutal precision. Let's circle back to the WW connection. Hank had been looking for WW as the true identity of Heisenberg.
He even mentioned Walt Whitman as a potential candidate, dismissing it as too obvious or literary for a meth cook. The irony of him then finding a book by Walt Whitman, gifted to my other favorite WW from someone connected to Heisenberg, is exquisite.
It's almost as if the universe was conspiring to expose Walter.
This layer of poetic justice makes the book's placement feel less like a mistake and more like a cruel twist of fate.
Consider the timeline. The book was given to Walt by Gale during the Superlab era. By the time Hank finds it, much has happened: Gus's death, Walt's reign as the new kingpin, the train heist, and Walt's retirement from the meth business. With so much chaos, so many close calls, and so many lives taken, a small, sentimental book might have just slipped Walt's mind entirely. He had bigger, bloodier fish to fry. Perhaps he even packed it away during the move to the new house and then it just appeared again when unpacking. Or was never truly packed. It's possible. Some wild theories even suggest Skylar might have known or even deliberately placed the book there. Now, this is a stretch.
Skylar was certainly aware of Walt's criminal activities and even assisted him, but she never actively tried to expose him in this specific way. Her methods were always more about protecting her family, not directly bringing down Walt by planting evidence. Plus, she likely wouldn't even know the significance of the inscription or Gale's connection. So, while it's a fun conspiracy, it's highly improbable.
This was Walt's blunder, through and through. Ultimately, the Leaves of Grass incident highlights a fundamental truth about secrets. No matter how careful you are, the smallest, most seemingly insignificant detail can unravel everything. Walt's entire criminal enterprise was built on a foundation of lies and hidden identities. The book was a physical manifestation of his secret life, a bridge between his two personas. It proves that even the most intelligent criminals make mistakes, especially when ego and sentimentality blur the lines of logic. His pride was literally his downfall. One last, darker theory: what if Walt subconsciously wanted to be caught by Hank? His transformation into Heisenberg was complete, but perhaps a part of him, the part that hated lying to his family, wanted an end to the charade. Leaving the book out was a subconscious plea for help, a way to force the confrontation he both dreaded and, secretly, desired. It's a long shot, but consider Walt's complex psychology. He craved recognition, even if it meant being exposed. A final, desperate taunt to the man who was always just one step behind him. The discovery of that book changed everything. Hank's perception of Walt, their family dynamics, and the entire trajectory of the series. From that moment on, the cat was out of the bag, and there was no turning back. It initiated the final, irreversible descent into chaos that consumed the White family.
It wasn't a car chase, or a shootout, or a massive explosion.
It was a book.
A simple book, left in a bathroom, that brought down a criminal empire. The sheer genius of that writing, even if it hinged on Walt's moment of extreme carelessness, is undeniable. So, whether it was extreme arrogance, sentimental attachment, a moment of profound carelessness, or even a subconscious desire for confrontation, the Leaves of Grass book became a monumental plot point. It perfectly encapsulated Walter White's evolution from a timid schoolteacher to an egomaniacal kingpin whose greatest triumphs were often intertwined with his biggest flaws. It's a testament to Breaking Bad's brilliant writing that such a small detail could carry so much narrative weight and deliver one of the most shocking revelations in television history.
What's your theory? Let us know in the comments.